So roofs by extrusion next. So drop down and then roof by extrusion. To do that, you've got to have a plane in which you can work from. So I can use the 3D view and just go to the roof by extrusion option, and say I wanted a roof that came sort of over like this, like an arch, and going this way. Then pick a plane. Okay, I'll pick this surface. I can pick any surface as long as it's going in sort of this direction. So that will do. And then it's going to ask me what the roof reference level and offset is. So level 2, that'll do for the moment. Offset, we'll leave it at 0. I'll say OK. And then I'll just go to the front view. I can't do that. I keep forgetting that I've got to do this first, because the tool's already sort of loaded. And I'll say I want this arc tool. Well, I'll use this one. Why not? And I'll pick the midpoint of this wall if I can. There you go, probably. And then I'll go along to the edge and then to it. Okay, so that's going to be my roof by footprint. I realised that it actually needs to be all the way across there. So let's just start again. Let's assume that we've got something round about there, coming out to here, and then we'll do a massive arc. So a great big sort of thing there. And I'll just select this and just move this down a bit. It's going to look a bit weird, but what you need to appreciate is that you do not need a profile along here. You just need a line, and then you've got your basic roof. And then once you've got that in position, then you can say OK, and it'll form that roof for you. And you get the edit profile, you get vertical holes to play around with. Let's have a look at it in 3D. We're already in 3D. So this is what it's done. It kind of assumes it's going to go from front to back. We can then select this and to pull it further out and further back. And we've got the similar trick where we can select all the walls and attach top base. And it'll go up to that. Okay, so quite a simple sort of thing. If you want to chop an area out, maybe I wanted to chop out this bit here, or have an edge that looked a bit more interesting, then you have to use the cut option, this thing here, with your roof. So I'll just give you a quick demo on how that works. I'll go to the top view, and to chop out, and then I'll use the component model in place, and I'll go down to the roofs section and say OK to that, and I'll call it roofs 1, and I'm going to take an extrusion, and it's going to be a depth of 0, offset, that will all be fine. I'll use the rectangle, so I'm just going to take a rectangle and I'm going to chop this bit out. I'll maybe move this down a bit further to maybe that point there. So I'm going to chop out the roof around here. So it's going to come along, and then even though it's arched, it's going to come out around here. It's important when you do this that you make sure that your void form is going to sit outside of that. It doesn't matter what this bit looks like, it's this bit that cuts inside the roof is the important bit. So I can then say OK to that, and I'll go back into my 3D view, and then we can see what we've got. Nothing at the moment, okay, nothing of interest, but now I can select this and drag it through. And if I go back from 3D to hidden line, then we can see what we've got here. Still not finished with this. Change this into a void, and I could have done that by creating a void form straight off, but I sometimes find it easier to create a solid. It's not massively problematic. Make the void, then this changes to the orange line, then we just subtract one from the other. So we use the cut tool, and I either select the void form then the roof, or the roof then the void form. It matters not, but choose one then the other, and that forms that cut through that. And then I can say finish model. Okay, not before. If I wanted to edit this is the roofs thing, even though it's just a little profile. If I selected that, then I can edit in place, and then I can select this, and then I can kind of play around with these bits and finish that. So that's how you modify these sorts of things. Creating fascias and stuff on this isn't necessarily a problem. It usually follows this line. So again, if I was to go onto the roof and the fascia, I'll stick to my 220. Okay, the 19 by 220, and I can click on that and it forms that there. Could not create fascia. It doesn't like doing that. So again, it'll probably do that bit and it's managed that bit, but look, it's really screwed up the edge. So there are limits to what you can do. It's actually worked on that bit there. Okay, so some things to be aware of. Okay, I'm not going to spend doing this roof by extrusion, but if I did want to change the profile, maybe I wanted it to come out this way. So just draw that instead, and then use the trim command. So trim there to there. Okay, that's that. Now we say OK to that. It's just done that now. All right. So all those sorts of things are available with the roof by extrusion. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to go through with you. If you wanted to, another question that was raised was about the roof makeup. You know, if I wanted to do a roof with a green roof or some tiles on it, then that's just simplicity itself, really. You just click on edit type, you duplicate this, and then you click on edit. The specification. Okay, so roofing tile there, but you could have a roof slab, or not a roof slab, but a floor slab, a floor tile, on a bed of gravel, on then some bitumen felt, or some one layer system and insulation, all that sort of stuff underneath it. But then you just have to make sure that you changed the materials to suit, okay, to make it look like a roofing thing as opposed to a roofing tile. So hopefully you've got the picture on how to create roofs.